All right, folks. I hope you enjoyed that run. I certainly did. I hadn't played that game. I was just telling Hammerhead. I hadn't played that game in forever. Like, I remember playing it originally when I was a kid, so revisiting that was kind of cool, not going to lie. And then up next, we've got Spyro, Reignited Trilogy, Spyro the Dragon. 120%. It's going to be run by Solarium. That's going to be a good one for sure. There is a bid war right now to choose Spyro's color, so make sure to get some donations in for that. At the moment, if you want to change the color, you're going to have to drop fat dollars because black is in the lead with $100. And then second place is red with 10. That's right, Shuli. This is indeed a crunch. We're sitting at $3,600. No, sorry, $3,652, which bothers me. Let's make it a round number. That's just weird. But thank you very much to everybody who has donated. Much appreciated. This all goes towards a great cause. Save the children. And then there's also another donation incentive here for Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion, which I absolutely have to watch this run because the amount of times that I've almost picked this game up knowing nothing about it, just based on like the cover, is through the roof. Almost every time I go to a GameStop, I pick it up on the Switch and I'm like, yeah, I want this. Just because of the title. It sounds so ridiculous. But the incentive is to choose Turnip Boy's hat. So there's scissors, which is sitting at $12, crown at $5, top hat at $25, and somehow, I am shocked, the fedora is at $0. If you guys want to put a fedora on Turnip Boy, you know, toss a couple dollars here. Clock District saying Turnip Boy is the best game. Is it though? I'll be the judge of that once I watch the speed run. It is? Gotcha. I will say this, knowing nothing about the game, the title is probably one of the greatest titles I've ever seen for a video game. Matter of fact, I feel like you could just throw the second part of it in front of, or sorry, at the end of any other game title, and it would just be amazing. Can you imagine, like Kirby commits tax evasion, Mario commits tax evasion, Jak and Daxter commit tax evasion. Spyro commits tax evasion. It just works. Make sure to get your snacks in right now, folks. You know, your little sippy sips, your drinks. Get warm, get cozy. It's going to be a good run. The runners are just setting up right now. It shouldn't take too much longer. All right, folks. I hope you're ready. We're just going to take a little pause real quick, and then we'll be right back with Spyro. Get ready. Hope you're cozy. Won't be long.
Со вчерашнего дня село страшно обстреливают. Выстрелы снарядов нас разбудили ночью, и с ужасающим нарастанием они продолжались непрерывно. Мне показалось это вечностью. Мы с родителями прятались в ванной, а когда снаряды начали падать возле моего дома, воспользовавшись 5-минутным затишьем, мы прыгнули в машину и под обстрелами выехали из села.
All right, Dragon fans, it is finally time for Spyro the Dragon 120%, being run by Solarium. Solarium, take it away, introduce yourself.
Alright, thanks Crunchy. Solarium or Solarium Star, here to bring you some excellent Spyro gameplay today, hopefully. I'm here with two buds behind the couch, got Cherry.
Hello.
And two James.
Hello.
Alright, Crunchy, what color won? I assume it's black, but want to make sure.
Yeah, unfortunately, no big dollar donation right at the end there, so it is indeed black with $100.
Yeah, I was ready for that. I already changed to black beforehand, but I wanted to make sure of that. Alright. So we're gonna get started here, then we'll do our normal intro bits. So as soon as I press this button right here, it's gonna start. You ready on timer?
Yes.
Okay, so timer on 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so Spyro Reignited 120%. So I mean, basically what we're trying to do, we're trying to collect 14,000 gems, rescue 80 dragons, and recover 12 of the stolen dragon eggs. And for Spyro 1, I would say this is probably the most basic of the three, would you guys say?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, there's no mini games like in 2 and 3, really. Really, the only thing we got is like, I mean, there's the flight levels, or you know, they're called speedways in the other games. Other than that, this game is just pure movement. There really are like no tricks per se. I would say there's really only like one true skip. Would you say, too, James?
In terms of 120, I guess there'd be like a couple tricks here and there, but like there's really nothing major. This Spyro 1 in SRT is strictly just movement, really.
Yeah.
There's nothing much else to it.
Yeah, that's what I enjoy about it. I enjoy like the pure movement aspect of this. I think it makes for a pretty chill category, if you ask me.
It definitely is a very chill category. I mean, from myself, I run 117 quite a lot, so it has a lot of mini games, it has a lot of alternate characters, so having a Spyro game that is just pure, you collect all the gems, there's no need to backtrack through levels, it's a very refreshing experience.
Yeah, and it's pretty smooth. It's when levels go right, it's really satisfying, as you'll see along here.
Yeah. And also the routing is completely different compared to the original, if I am correct with that.
Yes, very different.
Because of SRT mechanics, also because the original has a lot of different things that don't work in SRT. Is that true?
Yeah, so the main difference between SRT and OG, it really does come down to the routing. There are certain things you can do in OG that you can't do in SRT. But there are other things, like in SRT, we use loadless timers when we do our runs, because obviously across hardware and stuff like that, it has very inconsistent load times. So we use loadless removers.
Alright, I didn't get the jump there. Sorry.
No, you're good. And
You still got the thief.
Yeah, that's really all that's important. That's another thing with SRT. These thieves are actually serious in this game. I know in OG, they're not really too bad to deal with, but these ones, if you don't know what you're doing with them, they can easily just run away from you. So to get that relatively quickly is still pretty alright, even if I didn't get the animation cancel.
Yeah. Also, with the thieves at least in the first remaster, it is very important that you flame the thief while you're jumping, because if you're on the ground and you flame the thief and collect the egg, you're locked into watching the animation. But if you jump and you press triangle, it skips the animation of the egg loading, so you can just start moving.
Well, actually, it doesn't even matter with the button press, as long as you're not on the ground.
Yeah, okay, so that's the difference.
Yeah, and it saves, what did it say? It saves like 5 or 6 seconds skipping the little animations. It can take it a little bit.
Yeah, and if there's 14 thieves across the whole game, so 5 times 14, that's all the seconds saved if you get all the jumps as well.
Alright, so we exiting out this level, we're actually going to use the guidebook to get back to the very start here. For the first world, we mainly used the guidebook to get out of the level. I don't think we actually used the exit level until Dry Canyon, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, because we have the guidebook in this game as well as the others, there's ways to reroute the game to make it faster in a way, because you can instantly exit out to a location that normally wasn't accessible in the original. For example, if you exit out from a level from the level to the main hub, you instantly go back to the spawn point where you normally load into the hub world. So there's a way to skip extra traveling with sort of between levels.
Yeah, of course RTA, that doesn't really matter too much, but because we use loadless timer, it doesn't actually apply to that, so it's very helpful for that.
Which...
Real quick, I hate that butt in. Whenever you have a second, can you check something for me?
Sure.
On OBS, can you change the game from monitor to output to just monitor?
Okay. Yeah, I could do that right now.
I kind of feel like you're capturing it on 2 different things and it's overlapping, because it sounds just a little off.
So monitor only or monitor off?
Monitor only. That way you can still hear it.
Okay.
All right. And then
all good? All right, well, hopefully it's all good. I'm going to keep going.
Yeah, you go and keep playing, yeah.
All right, so yeah, Town Square, pretty fun. I think, honestly, these early game levels, I think they're pretty fun in their own right here. Pretty short and sweet. But
yes, all the levels are pretty enjoyable. There's, of course, others that are much more less enjoyable, but still they all have their own charm.
That was it, by the way, so we fixed the problem. You're all good.
All right, excellent. But yeah, as you can see, there's different kind of chests you saw. You saw a spring chest here you actually had to flame and then jump up for. And then these ones you just had to dash into, because I guess that's important to know that when you want to try to dash into enemies, because their gems will just home in at you rather than if you just flame them. But you can't do that with everything, but that's something you want to try to do when you can. Oh, I missed that. Oh, that's unfortunate.
All right. Missed the thief.
Yeah.
That's a shame.
Yeah, well, it happens. It's the thief, so I mean...
Yeah, I mean, it's a marathon run. Anything can happen.
Some of these thieves are a lot harder to get. Town Square can be a little challenging because you don't really see him unless you turn your camera, so it's mostly you just kind of have to time it right.
And as you can see, I jumped there, so skip the animation. That was a lot easier getting it through there. The fact that you have to wait till he's a little lower on the ground, he's barely visible when he jumps is yeah, it can be a little tricky.
Yeah, and also this game is very different compared to Spyro 2 and 3 due to the chests, because there are spring chests which you have to either flame or charge into to make the gem appear. And then you have the fan chests which you have to flame a certain amount to make the gem pop out. And then you have the regular sort of chest that you can just flame or charge, and then you have the metal chests that you have to charge through to actually get to them. Whereas compared to the to the second and third, they pretty much have the same sort of chests in them.
Alright, so we're going to be going on our first flight level here. You'll see, this is pretty much the only gameplay difference in this game with the other levels. As opposed to being on the ground, we're going to be in flight here, and we have to get 8 of each of these 4 objects. So in this level, it'll be trains, treasure chests, what's the other ones? Planes and arches.
Planes and arches,
yes.
yeah.
So, but we had to get all of them all at once, so we can't mess this up, otherwise we have to start the whole thing over. You want to explain a little bit more nuances with flight levels, James?
Yeah, so there's a total of 1 flight level in each homeworld, besides the last homeworld, North Nexus, so there are 5 different flight levels. They are all completely different, they all do a lot of different things. In the next homeworld, we have Night Flight, where everything is stationary, whereas, you know, like here in this level, you have trains, and you have these planes that are, like, constantly moving. So these levels where things are moving everywhere, you have to make sure you're doing really good to hit like certain cycles to go as fast as possible.
Yeah, and I do it pretty differently compared to other people,
Yeah.
but yeah, but it works. That's
Whatever
all.
works, yeah. Another important thing to know, he said that you have to get everything all at once. If you don't know, every time you get like all 8 of like a certain target, you get a total of 60 gems. Which total out to 240 once you do all 4, but if you do all 4 in one run, you get an extra 60 on top of that, so you can get a total of 300 gems per flight level. So it's very important to make sure that it's not like you have to make sure you grab everything in that level, you have to make sure you grab everything in that level all in the same attempt.
Fortunately, I missed that one right there. If you flame that chest such a way, you're able to kind of hit that wall a bit, and you'll skip that little animation of Spyro going up into the air at the end. Like, there's a way to do that for pretty much every level except for Icy Flight. I know you guys use a pause buffer for that.
Yeah, it's a frame perfect pause. There are quite a few of them in the run if you really go for them. It's funny.
Yeah, although you will not be seeing much of that anyway. Not practicing it, so I'd rather not risk it for a marathon.
Also, isn't it different from the original game, where here you have to get everything at once, whereas in the original you can skip getting, like, if you miss one, it's not that big of a deal, or do you have to get everything at once also in the original?
I'm pretty sure you have to also get everything at once. I'm not like too well versed in OG because I only really play Vortex there, but I'm pretty sure it's the exact same way.
Okay, because that's very interesting.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
for example, in the third game, when you do the speedways, you can miss one of those, enemies or something. What would you even call them? Because they're not really enemies, you just, well, technically, because they're just flying around.
Oh. Alright, so what I was trying to do there, those guys, if you try to go up in the hall when they're like right on frame like that, they'll just charge at you and you won't be able to hit them. But if you like just get in there just barely enough to get them to like do that little animation where it's like yelling at you and like knocking on its helmet, you can just sneak by the side of it and flame its behind. But that one, I kind of messed that up, the second one, but it's no big deal. By the way, Dark Hollow, best level in the game, by the way. I won't hear any arguments.
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty good looking level.
Yeah, great looking, great sounding, and it's pretty satisfying to play.
Best music as well.
Yeah.
You can't fold it.
Yeah, although we're playing SRT music, which I know is unpopular. Especially
It's unpopular with the OG players.
yeah, but with Cheza over there, it's unpopular.
Yeah, the thing is, I have such nostalgia tied to the original soundtrack that hearing the SRT version, it's like, yeah, it's a good remastered, but you can't compare it if you have the original available.
I know this is where I had to make a confession with you guys here, to everyone in the audience. I never actually played the original Spyro until like a month ago, I'd say. Like, never had it as a kid. Like, I only started to play Spyro when I got SRT like a year ago. Alright, and Dark Hollow, we exit through the Vortex rather than doing the exit level or the guidebook because we go into Toasty up next. And Toasty's portal is hidden behind a dragon head, which only opens when you go through at least one of those vortexes at the end of the level. So it just kind of works out that way, where it's like we get everything in Dark Hollow and then we're like right there at the end by the vortex, so we just go right through it.
Yeah, that's definitely weird since, you know, exiting, you know, with the menu, you normally would just exit the level, but then, you know, the Toasty Dragon Head needs the Vortex exit to be actually be activatable.
Clocky, I won't hear any arguments. I think SRT music is overhated. It's overhated. But
I mean, it's a fair argument, but there's a reason why.
But nevertheless, hey, Toasty, we got a little trick here. Double Flame, you'll explain Double Flame?
Yeah, so double flaming, otherwise known as like flame rolls. Essentially what you're doing is you flame, you roll, jump, and you flame again. And the reason you do that is because when you roll and jump, it actually cancels your first flame, which allows you to do another flame. So it kind of works out. Because then obviously by the time you cancel that first flame, it already hits the dogs, and you've got to flame these dogs twice. So by the time you get to that second flame, they're in the air and you're also in the air. So it just really works out to double flame them. Fastest way to kill them, really.
Yeah, I would say it's the only place where that's like useful.
Yeah, it's not really useful in a whole lot of other places. There's kind of something you can do at a fan chest, but it's a little finicky and only saves like half a second if done right, so it's not even that big a deal.
Alright, that was a pretty good Toasty. Like, not getting hit by those dogs is good, because it can be rather finicky.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a pretty good Toasty, actually.
Alright, now we're gonna do, well, I guess this is a kind of skip right here, Nestor skip. Nestor, Drag, you talked at the beginning, you simply jump right into it, and you can just skip its entire dialogue. Pretty easy.
Yeah. I mean, it ties into the, you know, so with the same with the thieves. If you flame the thief while you're midair, it skips the animation of looking at the egg being, you know, collected. So it sort of ties into that as well. Whereas if you're on the ground and you collect something, it forces you to watch the animation or the cutscene. But whereas you jump, it doesn't recognize you as being grounded. So it just lets you skip that automatically for some reason.
Well, now we're out of Artisan's first home world. Peacekeepers is up next. I think Peacekeepers, pretty fun world, to be honest.
It's pretty tame in terms of what's going to be going on for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, don't worry. It'll start ramping up when we get to the next home world. But I guess while we get to the next level, I guess I gotta ask, do we have any donations?
We do not at the moment, unfortunately.
Alright, well, not too late to get your donations in, everybody. Come on, go show the purple horse some support.
Exactly. Much like Spyro, collect those treasures and give them back to the dragons.
Well, I guess technically it's not really purple. I guess it's black for today, or toasted Spyro. Or I guess well done Spyro, as I called it earlier as well.
Wait, why is he wearing glasses? I just noticed that.
That's another...
He's too cool for
He's
school.
got drip. He's got drip. But yeah, that's another cheat code you can put in, and a lot of people like the glasses.
Heck yeah.
It's a nice novelty.
Yeah. It's not a dog, CC. I don't care what you say. Uh-oh. Oh, God damn it. Why is this happening? Motherfucker. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. Oh my god. I don't know why that's happening. I don't think I can hear anybody either. Oh boy. Can I be heard, or I can't hear anybody else still? Okay. Figures this would be kind of happening to me right here, huh? Yeah, I don't hear any of you guys. Hold on. You could just grab me back.
I'd say this is going pretty well.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Do we have everything sorted? Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Good?
Okay, let's try not to have that happen, okay?
Yeah, let's get back into it.
That's okay, but nevertheless, we're gonna forget that happened. Dry Canyon, yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of ties back into that conversation earlier where SRT, we do a lot of different stuff than OG. Because in OG 120, the first level they do is Night Flight, right? Which, for a while, that's what we also did in SRT. We would also get to Night Flight early and do that first. But as we've progressed, we've kind of noticed, like, at some point we just noticed, like, guide booking to travel really helps out a lot. So if we do things in completely different orders than OG, we can kind of abuse the guide booking a bit more to save time. So we now do Dry Canyon first, and we keep abusing the guidebook throughout the run because, like I said, it's just a lot faster than what they would do in OG.
You know, I see CC chat. I was like, oh, people heard me say that. Oh boy. I didn't mean for such explicits right there, though. It's like I'm not a fan of that during this kind of charity events. I'd like to apologize for that.
Yeah, that's a $5 penalty for you.
You're under arrest.
Put it in the swear jar, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all going to the kids. I mean,
Exactly. So there's a good cause for it.
Well,
But,
at least
but yeah,
nothing else can go worse.
well, we'll see. I had to be really careful because, like, I guess, like, this is very unusual behavior. My guess is, like, my controller is, like, really, like, messing with things. Also, I'm trying to do this pole jump right now. Let me take it slow because it's not working now. Wow, why is that not working?
Yeah, SRT has an automatic
There we go.
especially in Spyro 1. If you fly near a ledge, Spyro will do an automatic hover compared to originals. You can easily get up certain places that normally wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, it's a good time to mention I'm actually playing the game on 50 FPS because when you lower the FPS, Spyro jumps up a little bit higher. So I think you can make that on 60, but it's a lot like freer on 50.
Yeah, it's like in Spyro 1, there isn't really much incentive to play on, for example, 36 FPS compared to Spyro in the third or second Spyro. I don't know much about the second game, at least in the third. Some play on 36 FPS because the jump height you get alongside the hover as well, it creates so many opportunities that normally wouldn't be possible.
Yeah, so
There's
true,
also
bestie.
There's also a little bug in the game that we like to call 90 minutes, where after your game is open for 90 minutes, all of a sudden, it's not that your jumps get even higher than normal, but the height gets extended further, so you can keep your height for a longer period of time on your jumps.
All right.
And it's pretty interesting, because when you get 90 minutes, then you can start doing even more things.
All right, so now leaving
That's
that.
interesting.
Yeah, now leaving that level, we actually use the exit level button for that for the first time to get back in the home world. I know for this right here, you can pause buffer for that right as you're getting into the portal, and you're able to just quit game and then load back in, and you'll be straight into the level, because you'll see Spyro will do this really, like, he'll go really high up in the air to do his little loop or whatever, and on our loadless timer, it doesn't, it counts that. It doesn't count as a load, so yeah, you see right here, this goes against your time right here, so if you do that little like pause before the portal, it saves a little bit of time.
Yeah, but it's okay, because Spyro just wants to reenact Top Gun.
Alright. Oh, couldn't even give me that. Oh, no. Whatever.
And by the way, that trick he's talking about is called fly-in skipping, because you skip like that little fly-in animation. Only on certain levels it saves time on loadless, but if you're doing like RTA, you can skip pretty much every single load into a level by doing that trick.
Yeah, but there's really only like certain ones where Spyro will do that, so I mean, I would say there's only some are like relevant. And the only other one I can think of the top of my head is High Caves.
We also have Misty Bog.
Oh yeah, that one too, yeah.
Technically Alpine, but it messes with cycles.
Alright.
And then you also have Nork.
Alright, so we're not tending to get on top of these rooftops until a little bit later in the level, but been a little bit of jumps and all that, no big deal.
Also, the thief doesn't move unless you are on the same ground as the thief is, correct?
If you're close enough to it, I think in the
Kind
air.
of, yeah.
Whereas, you know, just being, you know, on an elevated surface close to the thief doesn't make the thief move as well, so you can just quickly turn around and get him while he's just standing on the ground, so you don't have to chase him. Just with some clever routing and positioning.
Oh, whoa.
And also, considering the guidebook, for example, like in the remastered, at least in the first and the third one, from what I know, the guidebook is used quite a lot to warp between levels, because you don't need to go to the different methods of travel between worlds. You can just instantly use the menu to get to, for example, Beast Makers without going to the balloon. So, you know, but since in this game you don't need to revisit any level, so you just use it to optimize.
Spyro, please, I beg of you.
Exiting the levels. But for example, in the third game, there's many different ways to route the game, or route the game, depending on what you want to choose. But you use the guidebook in many different ways to go between levels, or, you know, to enter a certain level and then quickly exit that to exit into a favorable position. Whereas in the original, it's not really possible. You have to exit the level through either the menu or the exit portal to actually, you know, get out of levels and such.
Man, that's been happening to me a little bit more, where it's like I just try to like do that jump off there, but it just ends up just rolling off. So it's whatever.
Yeah, that's another thing about, since it's a different engine, certain things just work a bit janky in a way. For example, standing on a ledge that you're not supposed to stand on, Spyro starts rolling, and that can sometimes be a problem because, well, Bob made the game, so that should explain it.
I was to say, well, of course, you know, Chains to be familiar with Bob, but I think Cherry and I are a bit more familiar with Bob than most people, running not only this game, but Crash 4, another Bob-developed video game.
Oh yes.
Yeah, we're very familiar with Bob.
You notice the similarities in the game development where certain things just doesn't work in the way they are supposed to.
Also needless, there's some needless invisible walls. I mean, like, there's like one when you're getting out of Knife Flight here, it's like if you try to cut that corner a little bit too much, like, you just run into a wall for whatever reason. That's like probably the most egregious one right there. Alright. Now we can move this can a bit faster by simply using the D-pad and the analog at the same time, because usually that's pretty slow to move around if you don't use both.
Yeah, the game kind of accepts multiple inputs, especially like on the cannon. So if you use your D-pad and analog stick, you can move it twice as fast, but you can take it a step further. And with our keyboards, assuming you're playing on PC, you can even do like an input there to do a triple input to make it even faster. That one isn't as useful though, because there's not really a whole lot of areas where you gotta turn it that fast.
Okay, well, as you guys probably saw, I skipped down the first two chests. Don't worry, we're gonna get those. Trust me on that.
This is where guidebooking, like us abusing guidebooking, starts to really play.
Yeah, you'll see after we get out on Knife Flight and all that, which is the next level after this.
Yeah, that's the one good thing about what Bob did, is that they had the guidebook available for all the games to have sort of an easier access towards casual players. But then again, we speedrunners, we always abuse anything we are given as a convenience.
Yeah. Alright, and I go and activate Shemp there first, just so he starts running around whenever I get back on the platform after rescuing the dragon. Saves a little bit of time.
Also with the dragon rescuing, since whenever you touch the platform, Spyro moves into a predetermined position, and that is used at a few points in the run to sort of position Spyro in a better way. And also, since Spyro, during that animation, Spyro can also collect gems, so in certain places it's better to collect the dragon, because at the same time Spyro will move to collect certain gems, so you don't have to move closer to those gems while you're collecting the dragon.
Alright, so yeah, so we're gonna come back to those two chests beginning in just a little bit here, but in the meantime, we're gonna have another flight level here. I say this flight level's a little, it gets a little spooky at the end, not gonna lie. It gets a little spooky. Yeah, whoo. Oh, it would be great if I would get that real quick though. Alright. Alright, we got it. Alright. So, like James was already saying when we were in Sunny Flight, everything here is stationary, so we get some different things this time around. Lighthouses, we get the arches back along the treasure chest, but there's also these rings in the beginning. So, nothing that's like too, like, you know, out of the ordinary here. You have anything else you'd like to say, James?
Yeah, flight.
Yeah, flight. Yeah, we love flight levels. Yeah, we love them.
Yeah, the thing about flight levels, there's really no wrong way of playing them, because at the end of the day, if you collect everything within the time limit, that's completely fine.
Yeah, technically there's really no wrong way of really doing any of these levels. I mean, there's a lot of ways to get approach them, but obviously with all things, there are more optimal routes for everything, which is, you know, what I basically attempt to do on almost every level. I say attempt because, you know how this game goes. But like, much like with any game, really. Alright, so let's get a little spooky at the end. So we're gonna, like, drop flight here, get really low on the water, get through that arch. That could be a little scary, because, I mean, there's been a few times where it's like, oh yeah, because you're really close to that water, like one slight mishap, and boom, you just had to do the whole thing over again.
And there's another instance of him ending a flight level with an animation cancel. It works the exact same way as it does in OG, obviously. It's as soon as Spyro runs into any piece of geometry, it instantly cancels that little flying up animation and just puts you back onto the menu where you need to be.
Yeah, there's obviously flights that are more geared towards that, like that Wild Flight and Crystal Flight. There's convenient geography, like right there, right in front of you, for you to cancel out of. Although, whenever it comes to Sunny Flight, you have to make it work a little bit more. And like I was already saying earlier, for Icy Flight, you have to use the pause buffer to quit it out at the right time. Alright, well, this is where we're going to get it back. So after getting that, we're going to guidebook back to Shemp, because that's going to be towards the Ice Cavern portal, which we're going to be heading up to right up next. So, not an RTA setting, I don't think it definitely still saves time in RTA, I would like to think, but it definitely saves time with loadless, since all this is mainly just loading time, so it doesn't count for anything.
Yeah, I'd say it definitely saves RTA for sure.
Yeah, I guess you have to, like, go around the entire... I mean, technically there is a little bit of a, I guess, skip that you can do to get back to the other side of that, but it's a little finicky.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no one really does it anymore, so I mean...
Yeah, no, Ice Cavern has a very interesting routing of the whole level, because you don't go the normal way throughout the whole level.
Yeah, that's how it is for a lot of levels. It's, like, interesting.
Yeah,
No.
this is also one of the few levels, or is it perhaps the only one with a death abuse? Or is that
It's not the only one, but it's the first level that we use death abuse on.
Yeah.
Which is also completely different from how OG Spyro does it. I'm not sure if they death abuse, but if they do, they death abuse in a completely different spot. But I'm pretty sure they don't death abuse, because obviously the time that it takes to die and then respawn takes a lot of time. But for loadless timing, as soon as you die, it stops the timer because then you're technically put into like a little loading state. And then when you respawn, that's when the timer starts back up. So we also like to abuse deaths in certain areas.
Also, the poles in this level, where you have the gems on top, compared to original and the remastered version, in the remastered you don't really bonk against those poles, whereas in the original you normally would bonk against them. But there's a way to clip the pole in original to make it so that you don't, get the bonk animation. But in this game, you don't really have that. You
It's
can just
free.
easily run past them.
It's free,
yeah,
yeah.
it is literally free.
It's kind of like a spring chest. When you're charging and you jump into a spring chest, if you jump right in front of it as you're charging, the back of Spyro, like his tail still kind of has like a little hitbox. It'll actually hit the spring chest, so the gem flies up, and if you do it right, obviously you're going to be right above the spring chest when that gem goes flying in the air, so you just like auto collect it.
Yeah, also you can. Also, I don't know if this is possible in the original, but at least in SRT, you're able to jump and land on the spot where the gem spawns, and because you're still charging, and of course while you're doing a charge jump, you're able to collect the gem as soon as you touch the chest, and it just automatically collects.
Yeah, OG kind of has something like that.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, theirs is a
But
lot
also-
different though.
Yeah. Also, another thing that is not, at least what I know from SRT and playing it, is that flame charging is not really a thing in the remastered version.
Yeah, it's really not.
Yeah, not true flame charging. I mean, I guess you get like almost like a fox like flame charge, like maybe like that right there, but it's not like a true flame charge.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't automatically collect the gem for you like you do with charging.
Yeah.
But it's, the flame charging is sort of a, as you said, a faux flame charging. Not a fox flame charging.
It is what it is.
Oh.
Flame charging's kind of cool, but SRT doesn't need a change.
Yeah, it has its own
It's
tricks and
perfect.
quirks.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
If that wasn't copium being put into words. Yeah, SRT is completely fine.
smile. All right. Now taking this like slower because you can actually soft lock coming into Magic Crafters if you try to go about that menuing too fast. I guess that's probably a good time because I'm not attempting any of these, but I guess James can explain. I guess early balloonist load.
Yeah, so there's a trick that we use for runs called early balloonist load, or EBL. And essentially what it is once we want to go to the next homeworld, we go up to balloonist, right? But when we approach them, we actually jump in the air as we kind of activate their text boxes to come up. And
my
essentially,
God.
while we're in the air, we have to quickly do all the menuing for the text boxes before we touch on the ground. And if you do it correctly,
what?
your timer stops 2.5
This
seconds
Steve,
early.
man, this Steve right here is trolling me today. It's trolling me, bro.
Jesus, I'm
What
playing in the NBA because you're getting fucking getting juked out the
Oh my god.
wazoo.
Oh my god, dude. That was pretty funny though, but it's like wow.
Yeah,
That
so
one's usually not even like hard to like try to do, but it's just like I don't know. I guess it knows it's at the marathon. Does a little trolling.
that was almost that thief almost did you just as savage as Allen Iverson did to Tyrone Lue. Jesus.
Yeah, so true. All right.
So
So
true, bestie.
yeah. Okay, so we go along that wall. So that little wizard there raises the wall a bit later, so we're able to go on top of it. Because usually you would go to Alpine Ridge first, but with the way we do this routing, we go to High Caves first. Do this supercharge as you'll see here. I guess maybe James can explain with that here in a bit. Then we're going to go to Alpine Ridge, and then we're going to come back to High Caves and clean that up. So yeah, James, take it away.
So, Magic Crafters is the first homeworld where we get a mechanic called supercharging. There are these little ramps that have like these arrows on them, and if you charge down these ramps, you get the supercharge effect, which just basically makes it to where Spyro can break anything, kill anything, and goes insanely fast. An interesting thing, though, thanks to a runner called Chickadee Vivi, we have been able to abuse a mechanic with our keyboards and mouse. As opposed to a controller, if you do a supercharge while using your keyboard and mouse, you can actually turn way more sharp in a lot of instances, which allows us to obviously hold our supercharge for as long as possible and do as many things as we can with it, which is kind of what we're going for with these supercharge levels.
Yeah, and I can only hope that maybe I won't have the new tech strat of just shutting down while putting my controller on my lap. I can be very careful about it. If it happens again, then we might have a bit of a problem. But I guess Prage in chat.
Yep, so we're approaching the first supercharge of the run.
Alright, so I'm currently on keyboard.
This one can be pretty challenging, especially for newer runners. With how the top runs are now, they just get harder and harder, but this one can be pretty challenging.
Oh, that's a troll. That spider trolled me so hard.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah, for some reason, if you like turn too quickly into those spiders, remember the whole part where Spyro's like invincible and supposed to kill everything? Yeah, those spiders just say, you know what? Nah.
Yeah, it's almost like the developers never really tested this game fully.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You know what? It's fine. I had a little bit of a slowdown there, which is unfortunate, so I was able to make that jump. These supercharges, I mean, they either go right or they go pretty wrong, so I mean, it's about standard. It's the standard.
Just whenever you play a Bob game, just expect shenanigans.
Alright, so we're gonna like pretend like we still need to get everything here. Alright. We're gonna come back for that red gem, I believe, but we'll worry about that when we come back here for the revisit.
Yeah. And another thing to kind of note, the reason we're able to turn a lot better on our mouse as opposed to a controller is because when they ported, so this game originally came out for consoles, and then about a year after its release, they put it on PC. They kind of, with the porting to PC, they kind of didn't really look into it a whole lot in terms of keyboard and mouse controls. So with the mouse, we can just turn as much as we want.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if you saw that, but when I was first going up to that cave, I like hit something like invisible there, and it's like slowed me down to the point where I couldn't make that jump at first. Like, did you see that? Like, that was wacky. That was very wacky.
Another thing that's a common theme across all the remastered Spyro games is that the terrain, don't trust it. It never goes in your favor because sometimes, physics happen for some reason and you just slow down immediately, you bonk into something, and it just never makes sense according to the geometry.
Yeah, pretty much. Alright, but that at least went decently enough right there, the homeworld supercharge right there. That was really hard though, to like circle around that little room after hitting the treasure chest. You almost always bonk to the wall because it's like very tight right there. There is a way that you could just keep that going, but just to get to that point is still fairly good enough. Alright, so Alpine Ridge is the first attended level of this right here. We don't get any supercharges in it, but I guess it's really good to note that this is probably the first case, whenever it comes with everything in this run, where we actually see cycles kind of start to play around a bit. Because I don't think in the other worlds there's really any like cycles to deal with, but with all this like moving like stuff from the wizards and all that, it's very much something to deal with.
Yeah, up until this point, the only cycles you had to worry about were like Sunny Fly and Town Square. That's it.
Yeah, about it.
Also, is this the only case where frame rate can actually break the pace of the game?
Yeah, so if y'all don't know, in this game, Alpine is kind of broken as a level.
Typical Bob level.
We've narrowed it down to where we know what breaks the level. So coming up, and I'll say exactly where, there's a moving wall that goes up and down, and it can get stuck in the up position to where you can't continue. And some of the staircases that are supposed to go like into a ramp back into a staircase from these green wizards can also get stuck. And the reason why that happens is because of FPS. If you play on either
Oh my
unlimited
god. Okay.
or a multiple of 12, and a multiple of 12, then it will break the game. So if you play on 60 FPS, this door right here will just get stuck. If you play on 36 FPS, it'll get stuck. This is why most people playing Spyro 1 just play on 50 FPS, because it still looks nice like 60. You get a little bit of higher jumps, and you also don't have to worry about this level shutting down on you.
Yeah, average Bob level, to be honest. Now, you know what? I'm a little hard on Bob, but, you know, still, it's funny.
Yeah, but there's also a deserved reason as to why we're being hard on Bob.
Yeah.
And also with that one metal enemy before the spring chest, it happens sometimes in the game, only in certain spots. That gem didn't home in to him, even though he charged into the enemy to kill him. And the gem is supposed to home in when you charge kill like a chest or an enemy, but the reason it doesn't is it's because there's a term called dead gem. It's a gem that doesn't get auto-collected, and it's a gem that Sparks doesn't see as well. So there are certain gems in the game where Sparks won't collect the gem, but instead you have to.
Alright, so I was waiting there for when that thief gets at the end of its kind of laughing animation there a bit, and if you're at that distance, you can like run up to it and it'll be like slow to start running, so you can basically get it like immediately. It saves having to take a couple laps around here to try to catch it, because it usually does take like a couple laps.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
at least 2 laps if you're being, you know, optimal with it.
Yeah, that was another thing that Chickadee VV also found. And it applies to every thief in this game. If they aren't laughing as you approach them, they are slower to react to you approaching them.
Alright,
Which makes them easier.
See, we guidebook back to high caves because we need to do the rest of this cleanup here of this cave along with the last bit. It just kind of works out at the end of supercharge. It's just like a little bit faster to like just go to the one different level and then clean up the rest of it from here. So I'm gonna carefully put down my controller. I'm gonna be very slow about it for today.
Yeah, you don't want that controller to actually disconnect.
Yep. Oh, we're able to keep that? Okay. Ah, couldn't keep it for long. That one's really tough to kind of keep right there because of these caves right here. Not necessarily the tightest caves. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I gotta get that red gem. Yep.
But I definitely would say that Spyro, the first remaster of Spyro, like the remaster of Spyro 1, is probably the biggest showcase of, oh, this is how different the original and remaster are in, you know, difference, because you can, you know, do mouse and keyboard charging, there's, you know, different routing and strategies with the guidebook and everything.
Oh.
It's probably the most different when it comes to like just bare bones Spyro.
Alright, I gotta...
Yeah, most of it is honestly just quality of life stuff, like especially with like the guidebooking.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Toys for Bob just wanted this, you know, it's a remaster. It's gonna be the same game essentially.
Yeah.
But they wanted to make it better for casual gamers. So
Yeah,
it's good quality of life.
They just added a bit of spice.
yeah.
Alright. As you see, I got back that red gem I missed earlier, so I had to go really out my way for it. But, you know, it happens.
You know what they say, spice is the spice of life.
And what they say,
yes.
all toasters toast.
Don't say that.
Bro, we're toasted Spyro. We gotta say that.
Vivi told me that the other day, and I was so dumb.
I mean, yeah, you know, we here to have a good time. We bullin'. Okay. So I know there's also really hard supercharge in this level. You will not see it, unfortunately. It is very difficult. A little too difficult. But it is really cool. So if you're ever check out this run, if you're check out some of the other top runners, I mean, you know, we got some good ones. Just Toast the Cat, like Roxu, Green Soul, and all that. Some pretty good runners, right? And definitely, you'll see, especially in like Cat's run, he basically does like everything. So you'll see some very good supercharging.
Yeah, Toasted Cat is the world record holder for this game.
Yeah, but this level's still pretty cool without it.
Yeah, I think for 120, there's no like crazy cool tricks or anything like that, which is why I think the supercharging is the coolest part, because it really, like, we can show off, like, without it being a trick, we can show off us still breaking a level, because we're doing things with supercharges that aren't intended, simply because we use our mouse to turn faster.
Yeah. This one I actually use controller, though. Oh, okay. If the game would let me, that is. I know it's a little unorthodox for me to use, like, controller for this, but it works out. And like I always say, whatever works, but I guess right now it's just kind of trolling me.
You're jumping too far from the right.
Yeah.
E.
Oh, yeah, I get to eat that dude out of the mountain. So at least there's that. You can see that. Alright. But yeah, it took me a few tries, but you know, it's whatever. Sometimes it's just like one of those jumps that will work out with you, and then one day you'll just kind of forget something. Like, for example, going a little too much to like the right or whatever.
Or just jumping a little bit too early or too late.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like that way with almost any trick. You know, you get comfortable enough to a point, then you just kind of like let it slip here and there.
Yeah, you just gotta focus and remember, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy just to try to go on full autopilot.
Yeah, but also it's movement-wise between the games. The big difference in this game is the fact that Spyro does not have a hover, and that in a big way restricts what you're able to do in terms of the game. Because imagine if this game had the same hover as Spyro 2 or 3. It would just open so many windows.
I wouldn't need to imagine, because we have a console injector that allows you to do that.
Oh yeah, that's something I did not know.
Yeah, that's the thing when you're like pricing individual levels in this game. It's kind of inconvenient because you can't just use the base game for it, because once you collect something, it's collected for good. So in order to try to practice collecting everything again, you have to like get this console injector and basically load into the levels with all these commands and all that in order to practice. And as a part of that, for some reason, I guess you're able to do all the other things that Spyro is able to do in this second and third game in the first game. So it's kind of nifty in that regard.
And also, there was a nice triple spring chest there, very improvised.
Yes, sir. And as you might see, it says all dragon eggs collected. That was the last thief. We're all done with the dragon eggs, but we still got plenty of dragons and gems.
Yeah, we have, what is it now? 36 dragons and quite a lot of gems left.
Yeah, don't worry, we still got a few more homeworlds.
Yeah, we still have the most dangerous one with Beastmakers coming up.
It's definitely arguable, but I know definitely when it comes to Beastmakers, that's like the first like real difficulty spike, I'd say.
Yeah. Also there with the, as the same in the original, you go through the back end of the portal, because when you exit Crystal Flight, you'll instantly touch the dragon and rescue it as soon as you come out of the level. So it's sort of a small quick speed strategy that's done.
Yeah.
But also, yeah, but isn't it also with the original that since you go through the back end of the portal, you land on the dragon, so when you come out of the level, it's already collected?
It's a very specific thing called Boldar Skip. It has something to do with the camera as well, because in OG, where the camera is positioned matters a lot. But yeah, in OG, as you enter the portal through the back, if you do it correctly, you can also hit Boldar before you load into Crystal Flight, so that dragon is already collected before you even leave the level. It's a cool little skip.
Yeah, well, it shows the difference also in engine, because, well, this game is made in, is it Unity or Unreal Engine?
I believe it's Unreal, yeah.
It's unreal how cool it is.
Yo, so true.
Way.
Alright, yeah, we're just gonna fly right into Boldar. So that's convenient right there. Now we're gonna go on to this world's boss level. I guess that's good to mention, where it's like, yeah, there's like one boss level in each realm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one blows really hard.
Yo, boo. But yeah, it's just like, I mean, they're not really like, I mean, it's like bosses, quote unquote. I mean, it's not really like a true boss per se. It's just more like you hit him once, goes to another part of the map and all that, then you just get him again, while also just collecting everything. Yeah.
That's every boss besides like Metalhead.
Yeah, Metalhead's a real boss.
He still kind of does the same thing.
Yeah, but the difference between Metalhead and the other bosses is that you don't directly attack Metalhead, you just attack his little metal poles that he has.
Alright.
Yeah.
Or his electrical conductors.
Alright, so I'm taking this a little slow, I guess. Like, it's really easy to get, like, electrocuted by these things in the beginning, and I'm, like, not about to try to lose a lot of my sparks right there. I guess it's good to mention, if you don't know with the game, there's, like, 3 levels of sparks: gold, sparks, blue, and a green. It basically signifies how many, like, hit points you got left on it. And definitely it's essential because that's what's going to help you collect all these gems around you. Otherwise, if you lose sparks, you're just kind of on your own to collect those gems. And your hitbox for those gems, very small compared to what sparks is.
Pretty much so. You have to directly run into the gem to collect them. Also, this game has probably the least amount of fodder in the level. So if you lose sparks, there's very few opportunities where you can regain back.
I mean, you can, like, death abuse, probably, but that's about it, if you're really wanting him.
Yeah, of course. If you're really desperate to have, you know, sparks back, then of course you can always death abuse. But if you can't death abuse, then, well, you're just gonna have to search for fodder, which are very...
Just had to cry about it.
Yeah, exactly. Just gonna have to cry about it. Maybe piss your pants.
Oh.
How would you like?
All right, Beastmakers.
Yay!
The hardest hub world, personally.
Yeah, it's certainly up there. But I guess before we get into here, I gotta ask, got any more donations rolled in?
I was just looking into that. We unfortunately do not, folks.
Yeah, come on.
Please, let's get some donos in.
Yeah, don't you know, Spyro's poor. He needs a job, okay? Like,
That's right.
Like, you know, you think he's doing all this for money?
It crashed earlier, and now it's back.
Yeah,
and he's wearing sunglasses.
Yeah, you
I
think
didn't crash it.
You think he's trying to do this for free, guys? I mean, shit. He's not trying to do it for free.
Man.
I mean, you think these dragons will try to pay him something for all his work, but no, he gets nothing. Like, you think these gems are repayment, but no, he has to pay them all back.
He deserves a raise.
Yeah.
Yeah, what they said.
Alright, so Terrace Village. This one's a doozy. You'll see here soon, those 2 electric dudes in the homeworld, that serves as a basis for what this level is about to look like. It's, and it's kind of weird with how the cycles work, because they're all, like, local. So they're not predictable at all, but there is, like, an almost frame-perfect jump you could do as they're about to electrocute the floor. That allows you to just walk on it unscathed.
Yeah.
We'll see if I can do it, but it's very situational.
Yeah.
I either have the time to do it or I don't. Okay. Be great if I can get these.
Now, Beastmakers, the reason why it's pretty hard is, one, there's a level called Treetops, very notorious for being a very bad run killer. And then secondly, almost every single level has some very aggressive enemies and a lot of them. There's never like a very small amount of enemies. There's always got to be a lot of enemies, especially in a level called Misty Bog.
Yep.
That level is fun.
And there's not a lot of fodder either. I would say. Homeworld, like, you don't get a lot of them. You get a lot of them in the beginning of this level, then after that, like, it's a little, like, not till the end you get them. But Misty Bog, it's, oh, okay, missed that jump, cool. But Misty Bog, it's like, what, you get, like, 2? Is that it?
Misty Bog, yeah, like 2. 1 or, yeah, 2.
Alright.
Or 2.
Alright, so I missed that jump, unfortunately. It's a little bit of a... I'm pretty sure the intended way to get this, you're supposed to get more towards the end of the level and get up on top of that high building, and then you just fly to here. Yeah. But you could just simply get a well-timed jump across the water there. There is a little bit of coyote time in this game, so that definitely helps when making it.
Also, the lower FPS does increase jump height, so that's also a big sort of helper when it comes to the getting that extra jump, or like getting that distance.
Oh, you probably have to reflame the rocket. Oh, you already did it.
Because also in the
Alright, I got the jump right there. I got one jump right there. As I was talking about, I got that one jump to avoid being electrocuted, so that's good. I was able to show off one.
But yeah, also, but in the original, if you that jump, you slightly fly on the wall to sort of get some extra distance while gliding. So there's a small difference there between original and the remastered version as well.
Okay, poorly timed jump right there. But you know what? All that's important is I was able to show off that jump 2 times. I mean, hey.
Yeah, and show what it's like to get shocked.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna get shocked a lot. Oh.
Yeah, how shocking.
Oh, I was about to say that.
Man, we got a real funny guy here, guys. We got a real funny guy.
Yeah, it's like the spots.
Tell another funny.
Oh, what kind of funny do you want? Do you want it fast or do you want it slow?
I'm actually gonna grab that fodder there before I leave. Definitely help out.
Speaking of funny guys, we just got a $10 donation from Cheza.
Oh,
reading D's nuts.
Yo,
dang, dude,
let's go, Cheza.
I got everyone right there.
Yeah, you know, thanks, Cheza. Thanks for the donation, my man. Man, that Cheza guy sounds really cool.
Yeah, ain't no problem. Also, another interesting thing there about the difference between OG and remastered, when you get those exploding chests on the middle, in the original you take damage from the water, so you can easily abuse those chests, whereas in this one you just charge the chest because it is faster in a way, because that explodes the other chests as well.
Yeah, that's why I tried to get the fodder at the end of Terrace right there, is just so I can do that and not lose sparks.
Yeah, there's so many tiny differences between original and remastered, and that's very fascinating to notice, especially if you watch both games or have played, you know, like at least one of them, and then you watch the other and you're just like, okay, so that's the difference between original and the remastered. There's like so many tiny but also major differences as well, and it's very interesting to notice.
Alright, this beginning right here is really finicky. It's really awkward to do it that way, but after that, it's pretty easy.
Okay, so you do the goats and the archers first.
Yeah, it's the fastest route, so.
Oh yeah, you have completely optimized this this route as well.
Yeah, I optimized it, yeah, man.
I think this is the funniest level, because what is it? If you go check the Steam profile page for the for this game, right? There's a thread where someone says, "Is Wildfly impossible?" ? And they just go on this whole tangent where it's like they've tried for hours and can't beat it. They think it's literally impossible, and I just think it's so funny because they probably don't think to. They probably go with the planes and boats instead of like going the opposite direction of them.
Yeah. Now unfortunately, I did. Sorry.
No, well, I mean, I'm just gonna ask. The guy who wrote that, is that the same person who did the Cuphead tutorial?
Probably.
Because it does sound like the same. Like, oh, it's too impossible.
But yeah, I did miss one plane towards the end there. So really, where you're supposed to end it under that little roof right there. So when Spyro goes up in the air, it hits the roof, and it cancels the rest of the animation. But because I missed, it's just whatever. You know, it could be a little difficult to try to get that one plane. Because you had to go all the way down to get that chest, and you had to go all the way back up in order to try to get it.
Yeah.
All right, Misty Boss.
This level probably has the worst enemies to deal with, especially those frogs, because they are so, especially in the because in the original, if you don't look at them, they don't sort of do anything. But since this is an Unreal Engine game, they kind of just, you know, do their own thing even while you're not looking at them, so you can't abuse the camera in that way.
Yeah, you can't still like head bash them, but you have to kind of jump before doing so. Now, yeah, this one's like pretty notorious. You'll definitely see towards the end why it's even more notorious, because we're gonna have the last part of this level. It's a room that's like full of those knife-wielding metal dudes and those frogs, and you have to basically just ram through all of them as fast as possible, and it's completely random.
Yep, it's nicknamed Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah, very accurate name, yes.
It didn't come from SRT, it came from the OG community. I think it's a pretty funny name. Some people also call it like Frogtanamo Bay, because there are plenty of frogs in there, which are probably the most annoying enemy in the game.
Yeah, they just do whatever they want.
Hands down the worst enemy in the game.
But every enemy in this level, like if you ever play, you'll notice if you stop, not like right in front of them, but you stop like just a little bit away from in front of them, they will literally chase after you. Every enemy in this level will go after you, like constantly go after you. And like there's nothing crazy hard, no matter what category you play, there's nothing crazy hard about this level in terms of like having to do like certain movement things or even having to do tricks. No, it's just like you just hope you don't get hit by 20 enemies.
Yeah,
in this level.
It's so easy to get hit. Yeah.
Especially with that last room, you miss one enemy, it is over. You're gonna take damage, and there's just gonna be a never-ending loop of damage. It's crazy.
Alright, then we're gonna be approaching that room very soon here. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I entered the level with green sparks, grabbed that one flower at the beginning, and it gave me gold sparks, because it just does that sometimes.
Oh yeah, every 10th fodder you get an extra life, and it'll pull you up to full health.
You know what? That's something I actually don't know. Alright, well here's the random room.
It also applies in Spyro 2 and Spyro 3.
Yep.
Oh, is it every 10th enemy?
Every 10th fodder. I'm very certain for 2 and 3.
All right.
Also work that way.
All right. So for this room, 1 hit is pretty standard. 2 hit is very unfortunate.
Okay, because I thought it was random. The like when you get the extra life thing.
Yeah,
that seemed random. Yeah.
But then again, I never really noticed the pattern because it's so inconsistent in how you kill the fodder. But
well, yeah,
again, it's always
like you never pay attention to how many you've killed or anything like that.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. Wow, that's a revelation I never thought I would have.
But yeah, I was about to say they kind of abused that in Spyro 2. I think going into the first boss fight, Crush of Spyro 2, they kind of make sure they're on the right fodder count, because the first boss is a little weird with fodder and stuff.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, nevertheless, we have treetops. Yeah, treetops. Great level.
Yeah.
Oh man, I wasn't able to skip that little animated little cutscene beginning. You're able to kind of jump out of that, but I just mistimed it.
Yeah, when it comes to levels that people don't like, this one tops all of those lists.
More treetops, all of them, yeah.
Yeah, way. Always gonna go with the pun or the joke.
Yep.
Because that's my style.
So yeah, so we have a very interesting way of doing this. So I gotta carefully put my control on my lap and switch to keyboard here, because we're gonna go to one section of level, Death Abuse, come back there and do another section.
Yay!
Oh, that was a little shady right there. That was shady.
Slim Shady, anyone?
Oh, nah, I had to go back again. I missed the chest. It's unfortunate.
Oh, you missed it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Well, you know, just come back. Yeah, I was still a little shook up because, that was really, shaky to start off with. Not gonna lie. Alright. Oh, what am I doing? I forgot. I'm supposed to supercharge. Well, don't mind me. Head empty. No thoughts. Head empty. Okay, well, yeah, you guys keep me busy while I be a dunce over here.
Yeah, James, you could probably explain more about this level than I can, because I'm still sort of
Yeah.
still sort of not knowledgeable about this. Also, give me a little moment.
So this level we talked about earlier, like death abuses. This level uses plenty of them. In reality, this level uses, I'm wanting to say 2, which for a single level is, you know, that's actually a lot of death abuses. Like you would think maybe just 1 is good enough. But yeah, we use death abuses in this level to kind of teleport ourselves back to certain spots. Usually those spots are right at the beginning of a supercharge. So that way, as soon as we spawn back in, we can instantly start our next supercharge. Because, as you can see, all these islands are separated. They're not really connected. So on like most levels, what we would do that have supercharge, we would try and hold on to supercharge for as long as we can and do as much with it as we can. But because the level is so disjointed, you end up having to death abuse and then like restart charges and everything. And this level is definitely, it's not like extremely hard anymore, but it's still a very tricky level with the supercharges.
Yeah, to be honest, the way at least the supercharges are done, I mean, there's easier ways to do them. A lot easier than the intended way to do this level, because the intended way to do this level is like what the hell? You know what I mean? Intended is just raid boss. Now, there is like one more little small supercharge here, and I had to kind of go back to that main island because I know I noticed I missed 1 red gem back there, but it's not like that big of a deal. At least, you know, it's not totally out of the way. So to get to here, the intended way to do that is like just again raid boss. Like that's a lot easier to do if you're on like keyboard mouse. All right, so we just have to go back here for 1 red gem.
Yeah, because isn't the intended way you have to charge on several platforms and loop around several of them?
Yeah, so something I didn't really say about, so supercharges, how they work in Spyro 1, and I don't think it really applies in OG. I think it's just an SRT thing. So if you go down a supercharge ramp while already supercharging, you get an added effect of going even faster. It kind of applies in OG as well. But essentially what it is, it really just kind of comes down to you either go down a second ramp while supercharging, or if you hold your supercharge long enough, you build up the momentum to where like as if you went down a second ramp. In that level, in the intended way, they want you to like take 1 supercharge ramp to an island, and then that island take you to another supercharge ramp. But we can just avoid all that by simply just making sure we can hold our supercharge long enough to get a little bit of extra movement speed.
Yeah, that was one thing I did notice the first time I played the remastered version of this, is that, you know, the supercharge takes time to charge up, whereas compared to the original, it's just instantly charge up whenever you start charging.
Yeah. The original's a little weird because they, like, especially on treetops, it's notable. They still want you to take multiple ramps to be able to make it to certain islands. But in reality, Spyro doesn't gain speed in OG. I think they just wanted you to do it. I don't know. But they decided to make it an actual mechanic in this game.
Yeah, which is it's a nice mechanic. It's a nice thing that I actually made it a mechanic, so you play the level as intended in a way. But then again, as speedrunners are, we always find exploits for everything.
Yep.
I mean, at that point, it's just superior routing. I mean, like, really? The devs want you to do that?
Yeah, we just go, nope.
Yeah, so many people had to, like, look that up. Admittedly, when I first played first time, like, a year ago, I had to look that up. I can't lie. I was clueless.
Yeah, welcome to the club. I was also very clueless about about running this game the first time.
Yeah. So as you see with Metalhead, we had to like knock out his little electric poles right there. Gonna check. Oh, I'm missing. Yep, that blue. I always try to make sure to check my gem count there, just in case maybe he threw like something where I just missed something. But yeah, it's always good to check. But yeah, you're supposed to hit all those, and like obviously some will turn red and you can't hit them. I'm not sure, James. This is a good time to ask. Like, is that all random?
There is actually a way. We have kind of figured out that, assuming you do the same thing every time, you will always get the same cycle on Phase 1 and Phase 2 of Metalhead. But that involves very specific movement every single time. Because, what is it? Before even touching the first dragon, there's like a little bridge you go across. And as soon as you get to the other side of that bridge, the Phase 1 poles actually load in, and that's when their cycles start. So it really depends on how exact your movement is. But in reality, it's kind of random.
Yeah, just to be honest, I just kind of react to it. I do have one strategy I know in the first phase. I kind of hope he throws out that little monkey first, because I'm able to just use that to take out 2 poles at once and also grab its blue gem like along the wall. That's at least one thing I like do right there. I'm not sure maybe what auto runners would do in that manner, but I just kind of noticed that, so I just kind of use that for like my own strategy if I would get lucky, that is. Alright, so we're going to be getting out of Beastmakers here in a bit. We're going to be going to the second to last homeworld, Dreamweavers. Dreamweavers also has its pretty own, you know, quirks, that's for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But to be honest, though, like, this didn't go too bad. Like, Beastmakers could go so much worse, especially with treetops.
Yeah, as well as Misty Bog, because you could just die, and it's, you know, it's not really your fault in a way.
Yeah. And since we're going to Dreamweavers, I guess I'll ask again, any more donations, any donors in chat?
Not since Cheza hit us with the clever D's nuts.
Yeah, but it's very clever. Well, remember, it's not too late.
Yes.
Still got 2 more homeworlds.
Exactly. You got to go above and beyond to actually get that D's nuts joke to work.
Yeah. I mean, hey. Yeah?
What if we just had people start donating one word and then they make a joke through donations?
You know,
We need
that's
someone.
pretty cool.
Oh,
I
I
like
want,
yeah,
I
so-
want
I like
someone
that
to
a
tell
lot.
me a knock joke through donations.
yeah. Or you could have someone just, you know, donate, and the only message is just like, oh, and this person donates, and the message is Bofa. It's like, Bofa what? Bofa these nuts. You know, kind of like that.
Man.
But then again, you have to be a bit more clever to, you know, get past, because Solarium here is the D's nuts guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm called. Like, that's like actual nickname, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, actual nickname. Like, not even a joke.
yeah, I've
It is-
definitely heard that one.
Alright, so we're gonna go to Haunted Towers first. This has a pretty fun supercharge in it as well. Pretty satisfying to look at and pull off. So we'll see if I don't mess that up. If I mess it up a little bit, it's not the hugest deal. Like, there's you know, you can still get everything around the area with a from just getting that flame power up from the fairy kiss. But, you know, obviously it's a lot better if you just supercharge through all of it.
Yeah, because we're gamers.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, I have to prove I'm a gamer, okay? I don't have my gamer pass yet. This is my application, my audition. So, basically what I'm trying to say is, if you guys don't donate, I don't get my gamer pass, so please help me out. Help a brother out.
Yeah, you should give the guy his nuts so he can be these nuts guy.
Yeah, so true.
Oh, you can cut the corner there? Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, indeed, yeah. It can be a bit finicky though, because like it would be like you're kind of like on the ledge and then you land and then just bop the side. You know what? You did not quite land on it.
Yeah, or it's like, oh, you jumped a millimeter too close. Now I'm gonna bonk you against an invisible wall.
It's not even a bonk. It's just you just slide off.
Yeah. But it's
Guys, we just got a $3 donation from Clock District saying
Yo.
knock.
Oh,
Okay,
here we go.
He's gonna do the next one.
Here we go.
Start it up, folks.
Yo, Clocky, what did you mean by clock? I mean, like by knock. I don't understand. What do you mean by that?
Well, it's just clocking in his knock.
Yeah.
Knock District.
Yo, so true.
Oh, Oh, got him.
Hey.
Alright, so we're approaching the supercharge here. Gonna weigh on that dude there a bit. Carefully place my controller down. I'm being very careful with that. It's worked out. Alright. Turn around here.
Yep, so supercharging's pretty fun. And it's funny, you may be watching this supercharge and it may look kind of hard. This is actually probably the easiest supercharge in a level for the whole run. And you know, there's like a few levels that obviously have supercharges. I think this is probably the easiest one.
Yeah, I missed a little bit, but yeah, it really is not that bad to pull off.
And Solarium is actually doing an even harder version of like what a regular supercharge would look like. Still though, not an extremely hard charge.
Yeah, obviously it needs some practice, but you know, when you like put like let's say an hour's worth of practice into it, you could get it pretty down like reliably.
Yeah. The thing that makes supercharges really hard, honestly, in other levels, it's more so like while you're supercharging, it's not like you're just moving fast and can kill things. You have to make sure you're grabbing everything you're supposed to be grabbing while moving at a speed much higher than normal. So supercharges in a lot of levels are like, oh, you missed something, you have to react to that on the fly, and you literally have to like try and make it up somehow.
Yeah.
Speaking of making it up, CC just donated $3 saying knock.
Oh man, that's two people saying knock now. Man, what are you guys talking about?
Knock.
Yeah. Oh, they try to make a knock knock joke? Is that what they're trying to do?
But we gotta ask who's there.
Yeah, it's like, guys,
I gotta say something.
help me understand. Yeah, please, I need to understand the joke.
Who is there?
What could possibly
These nuts
be
is there.
behind that door? I mean, the joke. I hate that I laughed at that.
You see, that's the power of these nuts guy. Okay, you underestimate.
Yeah. The thing is, you can never be safe around Solarium because he'll turn anything into a D's nuts joke.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh yeah, by the way, I did forget the guidebook out of there, so I had to like death abuse here, but at least I get gold sparks back, I guess. You are supposed to.
Continue.
That is true, but at the same time, it's I'm a gamer. Okay, we just die.
Yeah, you're a gamer. Probably who forgot to quit game continue, huh?
Yeah. yo, quiet. Yo,
I mean, you didn't forget that.
I picked you for this couch. What?
Yo, what are you talking about? Yeah, so Dark Passage.
Yeah.
Fun level.
Yeah, so it should be noted when it comes to all those supercharges. I mean, there's really only like one more like level where it's like you'll see like a big supercharge, but I don't do like the big hard one. I do it like a little bit, and then from there it's pretty much just Twilight Harbor. So I mean, that was probably the last like big one that you'll see right there.
But yeah, I mean, truth to be told, Dark Passage is probably one of my favorite levels to do in this whole run because it's just.
It is really nice.
It is very satisfying.
It all feels like it flows together. And there's nothing crazy. It's just literally, okay, run through, kill the enemies, get the gems.
Yeah, and the caveat, of course, you know, there's those cycles where the little elf things will light the flame and like turn it off and all that, and it would like turn all these dogs and all that to horrific monsters while in the dark. And you can't charge at them when they're in that state, so it's definitely easier if they're not in that monster state, but it's not a big deal. It's like pretty easy to do with.
Yeah, the only level in this run that actually eclipses this one is probably Dark Hollow, because this level is just so this level is really satisfying to do.
Yeah, it's definitely close. I mean, it is a really nice level. It's definitely it's pretty easy for how late in the game it is too, I would say. Nothing really like hard about it.
Yeah, it's just about, oh hey, you just move through the level, just look around, and well, once you know how to do it, it's pretty much one of the easier levels to do as well, because there's no complicated mechanics in the level whatsoever.
Yeah. And in reality, there are cycles in this level, but in all honesty, it's such an easy level that you don't even really notice the cycles because you'll probably just do the same thing every time without any like interruptions. it's a fairly easy level
Yeah,
for
pretty much.
how late in the game it is.
Definitely, considering this is the second to last world.
Yep. Yeah, we're getting there.
Oh yes.
And I know up next about Icy Flight, which is I would say it's a pretty finicky flight level. I've only just kind of learned the more optimal route for it this week, so definitely would be trying that. Although cycles could get a little finicky for sure if you like mess something up.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any more knockers in chat, by the way? Any more knockers?
We don't need knockers. We need to see who's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still wondering.
Yeah.
They knocked and then no one actually showed up.
Yeah,
I just
ghosting.
asked, who is there? And I think it was like I can't say a ding dong ditcher because they didn't ding dong. They knock.
Yeah, but well, the thing is, there was no ding dong behind the door. It was just a pair of knockers. Way.
Yeah. All right. So that's our Dark Passage. So we're gonna be getting an Icy Flight, but we're gonna be taking quite the detour because, as you see, there's these two enemies right there. I can't get through them without getting up to this cannon up there. So I had to get up there first before I can actually proceed. But, I mean, it works out anyway, because, I mean, it's not really detour per se, because, I mean, you had to get all this stuff anyway, so...
Yeah, it's just the intended route, in a way.
Yeah, they wanted to pad the game, there you go. Nah.
Yeah, but instead of adding mini games, they just added, different routes to the thing, and just small problems you have to figure out.
Yeah, I mean, it really is nifty. I mean, like, I kind of just joke on that with it, but it's nifty. It's smart.
Yeah, it's clever level design. It's sort of, you notice that, oh, these two enemies, they don't get hit by the shrink ray. Where is the shrink ray then?
Yeah, and it's just, like, happening throughout the entire level. It's just, like, any, like, enemy you're, like, close to is just, like, the dude that's on the cannon just, like, shoots them on and off, where it gets, like, big and small. And, like, what you do is, it just kind of works out that way.
But yeah. Also, this is the last flight level of the game.
Yeah. Indeed so.
Yeah.
And probably yeah.
Another thing to comment is that the difference between the flight or the speedways of the game. In the first one, you just have to flame the 4 different groups of 8. Well, what would you call objects, enemies?
Yeah.
Probably objects in a way.
Yeah, that is the thing in the other speedways, but there's like extra challenges that go along with that. This is the only thing you gotta do for these.
Yeah, and it's like comparatively to the second and third game, with each game, that for example, with the second one they have the same timed challenge where you have to flame a certain amount of objects to get the gems, but also they add an orb challenge, so you have to go to an NPC and just be like, oh no, they stole our whatever
nuts,
something,
Doritos.
They stole all our nuts.
Exactly. And if
Nuts,
you get them back,
too.
Yeah. And if you get all the nuts, then you get these orbs in your face.
All right, so that was a little awkward right there, but it works out. That's kind of what I mean by cycles. Like, it's a little like hard to sort out for me at the moment, but
Oh, I thought the conversation was awkward, man.
Yeah. But hey, it's just kind of how it is. It's just like with any like speed game or whatever. Always stuff to learn.
Exactly. And with the third game, they have the time challenge, they have the extra egg challenge, and then they also have the race. So it's like with each game they add a different thing to the speedway. And to be honest, the way the first game had it, I think that was pretty good because it was short and concise. You didn't have to do anything extra.
Yeah, it's a little bloated with the other games, I feel.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so Lofty Castle here. Just gonna throw up my. Oh no. Yeah, but I was gonna throw this out, Lofty Castle. I'm gonna get hate from Kalaki and Ches over here. I mean, the SRT music for this level, it better than OG. I'm sorry. I will not hear any arguments. The SRT music for this level is much better. than OG.
For Lofty Castle.
Yes.
Wrong.
It's a hot take, I know.
Yeah, it's a steaming hot take.
But it's the truth.
I'm gonna have to disagree on that. I don't know what position you take to, James, but you know, when it comes to the original soundtrack, I am a very firm believer that OG is better in every way.
I just listen to the music.
Yeah,
I mean, I do too, but I have certain opinions on certain kinds of music.
yeah. I usually don't even like listen to music in this game anymore. This is the first time I'm actually like playing the game with the music in like quite some time.
The
Music.
music is
too.
very.
Music. Yeah, I'm not.
Trying to figure out who's there still.
Yeah.
Music these nuts.
I'll say Crunchy. Do we know who's there yet?
We still do not know. It's a mystery.
You know
Oh,
what?
man.
It's the suspense is killing me.
Oh man, I hope it's both. I've missed it.
I'm watching the door. I'll let you know.
All right, heard that, Chief. All right, so we're gonna be doing a pretty nifty jump here. So I know you get to do the supercharge, get up to this part of the level, or you could just simply do this right here, or you could just have Bob just tell you no. That's another thing. We can never shot.
Yeah, you should have gone on the hover there, but Bob decided no, it's invisible walls.
Can I go up there? Nope. Okay. Hey, that's experimentation. That was rooting on the fly right there. All right, but
Was it though? Because it was not part of the. It doesn't look like it worked very well.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta experiment,
Yeah,
even if
and
it's
then
during a
unlike-
marathon.
Experiment too.
All right. Now, if I do fail out again, I'll probably just like do it the more intended way. Okay, because it is a little finicky. It's like I basically had it right there, but you know, Bob.
Yeah.
There we go. We got it.
You do that jump in such a like.
Yeah, it's a little scuffed.
It's so scuffed that it gives me anxiety.
Yeah, it's a little
It's like-
scuffed.
It's like yeah, no momentum trying to do that jump.
Yeah, but when it comes to Bob as a developer, there's one good thing about Bob as a general.
Yeah, they're making Spyro 4.
Copium.
No,
Don't you know they're
the
making
chicken-
Wumpa League? They're making Wumpa League, bro.
Yeah.
No. The thing about Bob, the good thing about them is that you can bob these nuts in your mouth.
Aw, man, I keep getting got. All right,
Yeah,
so
you
I
did
accidentally fell off there. So fell off plus
Stop it.
ratio.
This conversation is spiraling out of control.
All right, so we get a little teeny tiny supercharge here.
A teeny tiny one.
Teeny tiny, yeah. Yeah, there is a big boy kind of supercharge, but like I already said, that one's hard.
Big boy supercharge is very hard. It is.
Yeah.
It's the hardest level in the game. I don't even do the hardest.
Yeah.
Supercharge.
So this one, like to kind of segment it into two parts like that, is a lot easier, a lot more consistent. But I'm sure when I get more towards the top level, I'm gonna have to try with that. But for now, this is pretty sufficient.
Yeah. Also, there there's a death abuse to get back to the top of the where you can get the supercharge, so
right,
you can do this.
Make sure I got everything. Get my controller back.
Yeah, you got everything. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're golden. I know the gem count here. You're golden.
Oh yeah, it's like I usually know the gem count for basically everything, but I don't have a gem count for that area specifically quite yet.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's obviously important to point out right there. It's like when you run this game, definitely want to have a gem count and make sure you're not missing anything in certain sections. Very, very important.
Oh yes.
Yeah, levels. They're not like super long levels, but in reality, most splits are gonna take like, somewhere around like 2.5 to like maybe 3.5 minutes or something. That's a whole lot of running around without realizing like, oh, you missed the gem like at the beginning of the level. So having gem counts is pretty important. It's not necessary if you're confident, but it
Yeah.
also helps you like like say like for each dragon in a level, you're like, okay, I'm supposed to have this many gems. You have that many gems when you get to the first dragon, you're good. But by the time you get to the second dragon, if you're like 1 or 2 gems short,
That was
then you know
awkward.
it's not at the beginning. It's just right there or something.
Yeah. All right. Now I challenge anybody who's played maybe not played this game, maybe not run this game, but it's like, how do you pronounce this name, guys? How do you pronounce it?
This is a D-Snutch joke in the waiting.
It's not actually. I just know it's tend to be mispronounced. That's the reason I ask him.
Why do I not believe him?
Because he's D-Snuts guy.
Yeah, look, I know there's always a danger of that, but there's not always the danger, okay?
Yeah. The name of this level is just Jacques D-Snuts.
No, it's Jacques.
Yeah, it's Jacques, yeah.
Jacques, yeah.
Who says Jacques?
Like Shaq, like Shaquille O'Neal.
Is it Jaquil O'Neal?
Yeah, that's his full name, yeah.
Oh, dude, Jacques?
Yeah.
Guys,
All right.
we got a $3 donation.
Who's there?
It's Xenos360 saying, I'm here to ensure chaos remains. I love this current total. Tee.
Okay.
Damn, I wish I didn't answer the door.
Yeah, it's always advertising.
Right at the door.
Yeah. But indeed, what I did there, typically you're supposed to like flame vote those elves in order to raise that platform up to its highest level, but you can get away with just one. Now I did intend on I did that part a little slow right there. You are able to speed that up, but I don't know, I just slowed down, I guess. I'm going the speed limit. Is there a speed limit here?
Yeah, it's called you. Ha!
Oh no.
And get gotted.
Man, I'm getting bullied by my own couch right now. I can't believe it.
You just got gitted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then get gotted.
That's the whole point of the couch, is to get got.
Yeah.
Got him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're really
thing is,
funny guys.
Yeah, the thing is, we're all, since we're on the couch, we're already sat down, so we're gonna make you sit down as well, so you're on the same level as us.
Oh, that was good.
Time.
That was good. All right, now this is a little awkward. This part's like really awkward to do fast, I feel. Okay, can I hit this dude? Thank you. It's just very awkward. I know I have a skill issue there, so still work to be done in that regard.
So fix the skill issue.
Don't worry, I'm fixing it. Copium.
Skill issue in Cartoon Dragon game? What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is literally a kid's game, bro. Yeah.
So yeah, there was a good showcase of getting the dragon without collecting the gems, because Spyro moves into a position while collecting the gems, but what you can do there is flame the crate, so that when Spyro moves in there, the gem is visible to Spyro's hitbox, so he collects it while doing the dragon animation as well. So there's tiny sort of, speed strats you can do there.
Yeah.
Very tiny, but at least they're not as tiny as Solarium's nuts.
Oh my god. This is just savage.
Yeah.
Who says savage anymore? What is this, 2015?
Alright, but yeah, we good joking around, yeah, indeed, but it's serious now. We're going into Nasty's world. This is serious time.
Damn, how nasty.
Yeah, he's pretty nasty, yeah. So we got like 4 more levels remaining here, so we're almost toward the end. So hey, look, if you want to tell any more jokes through the donations, feel free.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, definitely very important.
Agreeing.
This is for the kids, everybody, okay? And also, well, I mean, admittedly, a little bit to Spyro too. As I said, he needs payment for this, okay?
Yeah. The thing is, we're doing this for the kids, but you know what is not for the kids?
No. We are not. We're not.
It's just, no.
No.
So going into this last homeworld, it should definitely be said, with most levels, you've noticed, like, Solarium just, like, exits out of the level or guidebooks. For this homeworld, you actually can't do that. It's similar to, you notice there's dragon heads here. There's 3 of them. Each of them have a level portal in them. And similar to the Toasty one all the way at the beginning of the run in Artisans, you have to go through a vortex to have that dragon head open. So there are 2 levels here. Nort Cove and Twilight Harbor, they both have their own vortexes. You go through both of those, and then you get Nasty Nork. You do that, then after you finish getting everything, you go into loot, and then you just, like, gamer it up.
Yeah, we'll definitely gamer up whenever loot comes around. Loot's a pretty interesting level. It's very unique.
No, it's loot.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. But we'll talk about when we get there. But for now, this is North Cove. North Cove, pretty fun level. To be honest.
Yeah, it's a very straightforward level.
Yeah, but obviously it still has like some like difficulty to it. It's just like, you know, it's the end of the game. You know, you want some difficulty. But it's not like too bad in a speedrun sense. As long as like, you know, it's like pretty much the story of almost any level. Just don't mess up and you're okay, smile.
Yeah, just go fast, don't die. You good. Thumbs up.
I have thumbs.
Nice.
Yeah, raise them up.
Thank
How,
you.
how many of them?
Hopefully the normal amount.
Nice, so 3.
Alright, I'm gonna grab
Something like that.
yeah, I'm gonna grab fodder there just for safety. I always like to have a gold sparks around here.
Yeah.
Alright. So we're leaving some stuff behind because I can come back for him in a little bit anyway. Since we had to
I'm
come back
sorry.
and break that chest.
I'm sorry, I thought of a really bad joke. It is Spyro themed, but it's really bad.
Oh, okay, let's hear it, Cheza.
What did Spyro say when he went out for milk?
What?
I miss my fodder.
Oh my god. That is so terrible, but so good at the same time. Hey, look, guys, you can make donations like that. You can make donations. It doesn't even have to be with this run. You can make it with any run, guys. Any run you want. You know, you get a good charity, right? Good cause. Good charity, good cause. You also get very nice prizes. I think the prize corner is right after this, right?
It is, yeah. CJ's Prize Corner.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, there you go. You know, get your donations in. Get last second, get some prizes.
Yeah, save the kids. This kids need saving.
They do. Oh, hold on. Guys, we finally know who's there.
Oh boy.
It's Deesley. With a comment reading D's. It's D's. D's what though?
Yeah, I don't know what D's means. Like, you gotta elaborate.
Deasley?
You gotta elaborate, man.
Name D's Deesley.
Man, this is really.
It's a good name.
This is really spiraling out of control now, huh?
Oh my god. It can't be a joke if you also say your last name.
Oh
We
my
never
god.
specified.
Oh man, Deasley. That's just the best name ever. Oh my god.
Yeah, we're really pulling out all the laughs here at the very end of the run.
We got Xenos 360 with another $3 saying, "Did you hear about Spyro's new rap album? He was spitting fire."
Yo, that's so true, bestie. So true. Man, James is dying. He's dying. All right. But nevertheless, we got Twilight Harbor, everybody. Did he know that we're playing a video game?
Yes.
This is going to be turning into a good meme, that's for sure.
That would kill me. I'm crying. Oh my god, ow. Oh, my stomach hurts.
I'm really glad people found that funny, though. This is like definitely some good end of the run content. Just what we needed.
Well, it's not content, it's Deasley, alright? It's the content king.
That is content, bro.
I don't know why it doesn't sound like it'd be that funny of the name, but just saying it is just so fun to say it. I love it so much.
Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, indeed. So we got Twilight Harbor. We got one. We got one last supercharge. One last one, but it's not the big boy one. There's like a big boy one. I don't think it's too bad, but I never tried it, so you will not be seeing it. But say you're gonna be seeing like a dumbed down version of it. We're just gonna go through this part, get everything, and then death abuse, and then continue on with the rest of the level. So it kind of skips out having to take like a couple trips back with this thing. Oh, it'd be great if I can flame there.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot in this game.
Should be noted I'm playing with keyboard right now, and keyboard's not my strong suit when I'm not supercharging. So it's a little awkward.
Keyboard is so awkward.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you know, I appreciate Vivi. I mean, I think she's like really, I want to say she's really the only like keyboard runner I know of.
There have only been like a handful of keyboard only runners since this game came out on PC, and there are no active ones besides Vivi.
All right, guys. Deasley with another $3.69. Just saying, D's nuts.
He's laughing. Even the host can't contain himself.
It's Deasley.
You know, this thing tends to happen. This thing tends to happen whenever I'm here. I swear. It's like there's a pattern.
Yeah. The most ridiculous hosting block I've ever had.
I mean, hey, you know, it's all for the kids. It's all for the kids.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm actually
coming back to the door. I don't get it.
All right, so I'm gonna grab that right there for safety because
Just imagine some kid might get a donation and they might go well in life. The name of that kid, Deasley.
Okay, but we're gonna pull back a little bit here because there is a little bit of stuff with Nasty right here. There's a little nuance to Nasty here. Would you like to reel it in, James? Can you reel it in?
Yeah, I got you. I'm chilling.
All right, but yeah. So yeah, what's up? So what's going on with Nasty here, James?
Yeah. So, how Nasty works is there are two thieves in the level that both have a key. You need to get both of them to unlock, like, getting to fight Nasty himself.
Which I did miss the one right there, unfortunately. But we'll see if I can,
I hate to interrupt, but Deasley just donated another $3 saying the name's Deasley. Deasley nuts.
Oh my god. Alright. You know, Deasley is making me miss this Steve. I can't believe it. There we go.
Yeah.
You are able to get these fast, but sometimes, you know, just don't work out, so it's like whatever.
But yeah, I guess back to it. So once you get to fight Nasty, you'll see him. You have to chase him around this little lap kind of obstacle thing. And then you have to get to the end within enough time of him getting to the end. Because if you don't get there fast enough, he resets and you have to redo the whole lap.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's going to be gems along the way.
Yeah, that's if you're going for one cycle. For here, I'm not doing one cycle. It's very tight. I'm doing something that I'm going to be attempting something that's called 1.5 cycle, which is a little bit easier. You basically go through everything like normal, but you skip out on that yellow spring chest to my right here, so in order to get a straighter line, so you can catch up to them fast enough. And then after you catch up to them, you just simply just fly back to that area of the level. It's a little bit faster than having to try one cycle and then missing.
Miss it, yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Trying to get everything all like on the first attempt while being able to flame Nasty literally comes down to a lot of the times like literally getting there like just like on the right frame or something like that. But most of the time, you know, in order to hit it, you just need like insane movement. Like it needs to be pretty much perfect in this little route.
Yeah. And obviously, you know, I'm not a perfect gamer, so therefore I do the easier cycle right there.
You do the easiest cycle.
Yeah, no, the easiest cycle is the 2 cycle, dude.
No, he does the easiest cycle.
Oh, come on. We can't get enough of him.
You can't escape his wrath.
Yeah.
Oh my
You know what? I think we're gonna need to call the police on this man.
What? What's the officer called? Deasley?
Oh god. All right. So hey, remember Nestor at the beginning? We can skip the dialogue. We can do it for this guy too by jumping into it. But you got to go off to the side. So if you just head straight on and jump right into him, it won't work. And now we're on to Nasty's loot, and I know how much Shames love explaining this trick right here. So this is really the only true skip, the biggest skip of the run, I'd say. So explain it.
Yeah. So, Solarium is about to do a trick called Height Cap Break. Normally in this level, you have to chase certain thieves in a certain order enough times to get to the end. But here, right at the beginning, we can do a trick called Height Cap Break, which allows us to skip having to do all the thieves in a specific order. And we just grab this thief, because he's technically the last thief in the level. And how you do that is it's called a height cap break for a reason, because obviously at the beginning of the level, there's only a certain height cap that you can fly up to. Every time you kill a thief in this level, you can actually fly higher, like in the intended way. But how we do it, how we break it is as you approach that area, if you barely hold up on the left analog, it's gonna make Spyro start flying down a little bit, like at a very slight angle. But at the same time, after doing that, if we hold down on the D-pad, Spyro's gonna start flying up, because the game doesn't really know how to read double inputs. It's the latest input being put in, and it's a lot stronger than the analog input, so it's gonna make you start flying up. And as you approach that height cap, if you let go of the D-pad, Spyro will just keep flying up.
I want to note real quick that time is going to be coming soon. As soon as I get to the end of level Vortex, which is going to be coming within like a minute, it'll be time.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting trick, because essentially you're tricking the game into thinking you are flying down, when in reality you're flying up. So it's not going to reset you to the height that you're supposed to be at.
Oh. Alright, it would be great if I would not just fall down there. But yeah, we're gonna be heading to the final room here, and we'll get the rest of our gems, and we'll go through that vortex, and it'll be run over. Just be all
Time
this.
for a dono.
But yeah, real quick.
Super quick. Mama CJ gave $36.31. Just a fun run to watch and listen to. Thanks to all. Here's a nice round number for you, Crunchy.
All right.
Thank you very much,
And
Mama
time.
Very nice.
All right.
Champ.
All right.
Deasley was here
Now,
the whole time.
all right. So what time did I get there?
Shout outs to Deasley.
What time?
1:48:09. It looks like.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Okay, you know what? Yeah, that's decent enough for marathon. That's decent enough. That's under an hour and a half at the very least. So loadless.
Very true. We also had some small technical difficulties at the very beginning, so take a couple seconds off, and that
Yeah.
should be about accurate.
Yeah, and I had to be very careful with the rest of the run to make sure that never happened again. But I'm glad it never happened again. I'm very happy by that. Now let's see the in-game time real quick, and I'll like switch it over right here real quick. 1:15. You know what? That's not bad in-game time either. I don't think. Not terrible.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But yeah, I'm glad we can mess around, joke around, with D's nuts and D's Deasley at the end of the run. Definitely good time. But definitely don't forget there's other runs you can do that for. It doesn't stop at this one. You can keep doing that. But I'm gonna pass it off right here. Thanks so much for allowing me on here. We really thank the SRT community. They welcome me in open arms. They're really chill. They're really cool. James and Cheza both on the couch. Thank you for coming along. And yeah, this was Spyro 120.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you so much, guys. Don't go too far, though, guys. We've got CJ's prize corner coming right up. It's gonna be a good time. You'll see what your money goes towards.
Yeah, let's see what D's Deasley wins.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Any shout outs, Solarium?
I shouted out. Who do I need to shout out? SRT community and all that.
Well, probably yourself as well. Where would people find you?
I mean, hey, there's a command for that, like the bot tells you. But yeah,
Of course.
but do stream this on Twitch. Yes, so start. That's it. But yeah, just pass along. We got some good prizes at CJ's Prize Corner. So take it away.